Oh, Bujo, how I have neglected thee. Hi, everybody. Today I am setting up my Bujo for the week, and yeah, like I said, I've neglected it. I went out of town this last weekend for my grandmother's memorial service, and basically after I filmed last week's video, aside from putting in my pain tracking for the week, I did not touch it. And I also did my snack list. But other than that, I left it alone. And honestly, what else are you supposed to do when you're grieving and driving for fucking 24 hours total over a 4-day weekend? I'm going to get into it now. I'm just going to get started. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do a very in-depth weekly spread. I'm going to save that for next week. This week, I'm just trying to ease myself back into routine. And I don't really feel like doing a bunch of time tracking, stuff like that. I feel like I need to be more realistic with what I think I can handle. And what I can handle this week is making lists and checking them off and keeping the lists reasonable. As you can see here, I had some painkiller time during the week, and last night was no different. It's been a rough one. I think all that traveling in the car really did not do my kidneys any favors. I'm using mild liners as per usual to fill in my pain tracker for the year. Yeah, that's my habits. I did my list. I did some of this, and I'm just going to use this to move forward for the week. But for now, I'm going to do something similar to what I did last week, except instead of catching up on like 14 days worth of challenges, I'm just catching up on what? Today is Tuesday while I'm filming this, by the way. I didn't even get around to it on Monday because I was just too wiped out. So I basically have a week's worth to catch up on. 7 doodles, 7 lettering, 7 oh so cute doodles, and that's what we're going to work on. Update from last week's video. I found my Kelly Creates brush pen, my black one, and I found my Fudenosuke pens. They were both all in my Straight Outta Pencils pencil bag that I got from Allison, one of my patrons. And I had brought this with me to go wild, and then it got lost in the shuffle of swag and everything else. And I found it, and I was like, oh, my pens. So I'm going to use this one. And if I feel like I need to take a break from this pen in these 7 days, then I will go to the Fudenasukis. And I don't know if you can hear this, but Loki is on a fucking tear right now. He did well with the house sitter. However, he missed us, and now he's looking at me like, are you going to hang out with me or are you going to film? Sorry, Loki, I'm going to film. God, when did I turn into one of those fucking people that uses a baby voice on their cat? I didn't even do it to my kids, and I'm doing it to my fucking cat. Holy shit. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Llamas love lettering every damn day. I got 7 of my sexual euphemisms to letter in, so I'm going to do that right about now. So those are my lettering for the last 7 days. Joint session of Congress really cracks me up. I'm not going to lie. Now it's time to work on my rando doodles for the last 7 days. I basically have to finish up the Koopa Kids and then move into the next group of them for the Super Mario Brothers challenge. All right, my challenge is caught up here, and I'm not a fan of how I drew Daisy, but I don't like drawing peoply looking faces. Like, peopling is difficult for me. Besides my Pilot Razor Point fine liner, these two Spectrum Noir pens, this one is an 08 and a brush pen to fill in the dark areas. And now I'm going to do my phoned in is how I've been referring to it this month. Oh, so cute doodles for the last 7 days. Fun fact, my dad used to be a windsmith in the 80s, but when wind power went through its first kind of like fad, he was one of the people who climbed the windmills and fixed them. This is not what they look like. This was a really phoned in version, but that's what he did. He actually would strap himself to the windmills and climb up and do the repair work on them. A job you could not pay me enough money to do. I really did not feel like continuing doing this one today. I will show you though, my highlights are star sign. I think she meant like your astrological sign. I'm not sure though, but I drew a star on a sign because I didn't know what else to do. And for stamp, I just put nope because that's not going to happen today. Anyway, I think this is an exercise in me showing just exactly how little I'm willing to do to complete the challenge. Next month will be different, I swear. I'm not going to do a weekly spread. I'm just going to get today bullet journaled in. So this really is not that big of a bullet journaling video, except to say that like I've been doing single page dailies and I need to give myself some space this week to not overload myself so that I can try and get back into my routine slowly. I'm still in mourning for my grandmother. I'm dealing with my kidney problems. So I can't put a huge amount of shit on myself because it's not going to get done and I'm just going to feel bad about myself. And I'm sure you've been in that position before where you have all the best intentions in the world, but shit happens and it doesn't work. And then you feel guilty that you didn't do the things you set out to do. So rather than feel fucking guilty, because I know it's going to come regardless of how much shit I tell myself to do, I'm just going to write down the few things I'm going to try and get done. And the big thing, which I'm going to write here, I'm going to do a short little to-do list, but I'm going to write on top here, you don't have to be fucking perfect all the time. And I'm going to write that nice and big because I want to remember that today. Well, I was going to write all the time underneath that, but I need some room to make my to-do list. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So notice a short to-do list. I didn't cram it all in. And I wrote my big quote. And that is how I am going to cruise in today. Now, next week, I think I'm going to be getting, for the next week's bullet journal video is going to be my setup for June. And that's when I'm going to hopefully get back into the swing of things. I'm also going to be considering how I am going to be planning for the next academic year as I will be changing my planner over. Give yourself a moment to think, what is it you need to hear today? What is it? To me, it was you don't have to be fucking perfect. What is it you need to hear today? Tell us in the comments. Write it down. Type it out. Let us know what you need to hear today to make today a little bit kinder to yourself, a little bit more palatable, however you want to put it. Let us know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.